You won't get business by accident. You need your phone to ring with people wanting to sell their current house and buy another. And you need first-time buyers to call you and say, I'm at work right now and my boss just handed me your business card. I just mentioned to him I was thinking about buying a house. He gave me your card, so I'm holding it right now. And I've got some questions. How do I buy a house? That's what you need to have happen to jumpstart your career, because you won't get business by accident. That's our topic for today. You need appointments. That's what this video is on. So after you're sending out your advertising, you're mailing out flyers, you're mailing out calendars, you're sending texts and emails, and that's how this one man got your business card, and that's why he handed it to this guy who works for him. It's getting your name out there enough, because the more people who know you sell houses, the more houses you're gonna sell. That's the big secret to real estate. The more people who know you sell houses, the more houses you're gonna sell. But at some point, as you're spreading the word about yourself, you need appointments. So now when this kid calls you on the phone and he's looking to buy his very first house, that's an appointment. And so you're going to tell him what he needs to do, ask if he's pre-approved, get him pre-approved through a lender that you work with, and then start showing him houses. That's your appointment, and you've got a new buyer. Now you need to capture your leads. Let's say your phone is going to ring. When you start getting your name out there, and the more people who know you sell houses, the more your phone is going to start ringing. You're going to start getting calls. So for example, last week I have a listing right now and it's sold. So it's got a sold sign on it. The next door neighbor called me and said, tell me all about that house. You know, I pass by your sold sign every day. Tell me, what is it selling for? And so I gave him some details about the house, and I asked him, are you thinking about moving? And he said, well, not really, but maybe in the future. Well, that tells me, yes, he's thinking about moving. So what I asked him is, would he be interested in knowing what everything else in the neighborhood is selling for as they come up for sale? And he's like, gosh, that would be neat. And I said, it's an automated system. It's not really me emailing you. It's my system. Once I load you in, and then if you don't like it, we just turn it off. So he gave me his email address. I loaded him in for his neighborhood, typed him in, did an MLS search, saved it, and it now sends him emails. Then I asked him, would you be curious to know what your house is worth right now? He's like, yeah, I would. So I said, well, is there a time that I could come over, maybe tomorrow? Just show me your home. Let's talk about some of the updates you've done. And if you're thinking about doing anything else, we can talk about if that's a good idea or maybe hold off on those. He's like, yeah, I'd be interested in that. So I've got an appointment with him just to go walk through his house. Maybe he's not interested in moving for 5 more years, but he's definitely thinking about it. You don't get business by accident. And so that's how I just had a short conversation, and I've got an appointment. You need to capture your leads. So when he called me with just a simple question, details on his house next door, that's how you capture the lead. Another thing that you need to be doing, let's say you're in an open house. You've got a variety of different people walking through your open house. Some of them are just curiosity, they're bored. They're just driving around, they love to watch HGTV, and they just want to see some houses. Yours happens to be open, they're not looking to buy or sell, so and some of those people you'll see every week. They're making their rounds for open houses every week. But you will get real buyers, lookers, walking in. So as you start having the conversation with these people, along the way, you're going to want to ask, are you working with an agent? Usually they're going to say, well, no. Now at that point in the conversation, you know they're not working with an agent. You're having a long enough conversation. But if they're really not, then I usually ask, well, what is it you're really looking for? You know, is this the price range? Are you thinking a little lower? You thinking a little higher? I usually ask that so they're not embarrassed to tell me they can't begin to afford the house I'm having open. So when I say, are you thinking of something a little lower priced or thinking a little higher? They're going to say, well, they're actually thinking a little bit lower. And that's normal. People don't like to look at houses that are way below what they can afford. So say, well, there are a lot of homes for sale in the price range you're looking for. And I asked next, are you pre-approved? They will usually say no. I say, well, I've got a lender I recommend. I've got 2 or 3 recommended people I can give you names and phone numbers. But in the meantime, give me your email address and I'll be glad to pull up some houses for you. And I'll just email them and you can have fun looking through all these different homes in the area. They will usually give me their email address because that's why they're there. They are really looking to buy a house. If they're not working with another agent, then I just capture them as a lead. All I need is their email address. Then I can put them in an automated search, and then every time they get an email with a house, the email is from me through my automated search, and it always has my name, my phone number, and then I stay in contact with them. Now, as you're talking with them, you're going to discover their needs. And so one of the things I need, if you would please subscribe to my channel, just click subscribe, and next to it is a little bell. It's a notifications bell. And if you turn that on, you just get a text on your phone when I load a new listing. But you need to discover their needs. You need to become kind of good at small talk. These are short conversations. Now, I love these kinds of conversations. I'm good at this. I love to be on the phone having these little short conversations. In fact, last December, I got a call. It's, I don't know, it's dark, so it's probably 7 or 8 at night. And this woman calls me on the phone and she says, we're parked in front of this house and we're curious how much it is. Can you give us all the details on it? So we're in the middle of watching a movie at home at my house. And so I picked up the phone because I usually do. And so I walked in the computer, logged in really fast. I type in the address and the house they're calling from that they're sitting in front of is worth $3.8 million. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. So I start having a conversation talking about their needs. What are they looking for? And I joke around. I said, that house is $3.8 million. You know, you have to be pre-approved just to sit in front of it to call me. And so they're joking around. We're laughing. You know, it's late at night. And so in the course of this short conversation, after a while of me just gathering information and me asking them questions about their needs, I start hearing laughter. And then after a few minutes, I hear, Jeff, is that Jeff? Well, they're playing a joke on me. This is my friend Jeff and his wife. She calls me and they're just having fun with me. And he said, we're just out looking at huge houses at Christmas lights. And we thought we'd just give you a call. We passed by one for sale. So, like, that was kind of mean. So anyway, a few days pass and I'm at the gym working out. And my phone rings. I usually pick up my phone. I pick it up during the workout. And this woman calls. Sounded a lot like Jeff's wife. And she says, I'm parked in front of a house. Can you give me some details? We'd like to see it as fast as possible. And I like, Jeff, you know, is Jeff sitting next to you? And so anyway, after about 30 seconds of this really quick call, I realized this is a real call. This is a real buyer. And they are parked in front of one of my listings. So I apologize. And I said, are you still parked in front of it? She said, yep, we're just sitting here talking. So I said, I can be there in 10 minutes. I'm at the gym right now. I don't look good, but I'll come in workout clothes. I will be glad to show you this home. That's an appointment. You need appointments, and you're not going to get business by accident. So that's how you do that. There are other times, let's say it's your listing, and you will get calls on your listings. They're curiosity calls. They might be, a lot of times you're going to get just a lot of junk calls too. They're going to ask, is this house for rent? Well, no, it's not for rent. It's only for sale. And sometimes you'll get calls, well, how much is this house? I just passed by it. I'm just curious. First of all, a key thing is I answer my phone. But secondly, I return messages quickly. So if they had left me a message, I'm going to return their call immediately. I don't wait an hour. I don't wait 3 hours. I return calls immediately. So on that call, they are very interested in that house. And so I gave them the price and I asked them, what are you guys looking for? Because you want to discover their needs. That means you need to ask them questions. And come to find out, they couldn't afford that house. So I said, are you guys pre-approved? And they said, no, they just started looking. So I gave them some info on a couple of lenders. They did call one of them. He called me and said they're pre-approved, and they're pre-approved for $180,000. So I called them back and I said, congratulations, I hear you're pre-approved. And I said, can I pull up some houses for you and see what you think of them online? And they said, gosh, that would be nice. And so I captured my lead. They gave me their email address. I put them on a search. I showed them houses a couple nights later. After about 4 different nights of looking at houses, we made an offer, they're under contract, and they closed on a house. That's how you discover their needs and capture this lead. Now, you need appointments. So you've got to return calls. A lot of the people that you think won't ever go anywhere, they will. And you might have a conversation where you discover their needs, you get their email address, you put them in a search, an MLS search, where it starts sending them listings for them to look at. You might not hear from them for months, but occasionally you check in with them. And along the road, they buy a house. And they're using you because you've captured that lead. Now, a lot of times I also get their home address and I say, I'm about to send out a football magnet, a schedule. Can I get your address so you don't miss out on it? Because I send good junk mail. And they almost always say yes. So they're hearing from me also through mailings. That's how you get appointments. So I encourage you, answer your phone, return calls, do all the marketing you can do. On all of your marketing, everything you do, always ask for referrals from your COI list, your database of names. Always ask for referrals. That's how you ask for business, and that's how you set up appointments. Thanks for watching, guys. Please click subscribe to my channel. Talk to you later.